questions, but I didn't want the answer. Are you like how I used to be? Because if you really want the answers, you're going to find them. But if you have predetermined in your mind that there is no answers, then you will never gain ground. You will forever be an atheist. You will forever be in the unknown. But when you die, you step into a reality. You don't step into non-reality. When we die, something will happen. We don't step into non-realness. We step into reality and something that is real. Now what is that? Most people want to stay on the surface and just want to discuss surface level things. What we're here today is to try to prove to you that Christianity is reasonable and it is logical, and the evidence does point to that direction. And Christianity is probable, not improbable. Everybody has to have some amount of faith in their belief system. Everybody believes in faith because you don't understand everything about your belief system. But it's this: how much of your belief system is evidentially based and how much of it is faith? If you are an atheist, where did everything come from? If you're an evolutionist, where did all the matter, the energy, space come from? Where? What's the purpose of the universe? What's the purpose of life? Any thoughts? I'm not scary. I'm just asking basic questions. Well, let me declare to you what the Bible says. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. In Him was life, and that life was the light of men. And that was the true light that shines in the darkness. And the light shines in the darkness, but the darkness comprehended it not. Jesus was the true light that gives light to everyone that comes into the world. And He was in the world, the Creator. Jesus Christ was in the world, and the world knew Him not. He came to His own, and His own received Him not. But as many as have received Him, gave He power to become the sons of God, who were born not of the flesh, nor of blood, nor of the will of man, but were born of God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt amongst us, and we beheld His glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father. For by Moses came the giving of the law, but grace and truth came by Jesus Christ. Any thoughts on that? Origins of the universe? No Creator? That's what I used to believe. 2 weeks ago, people were a lot more interactive. Are you guys shy? Too much homework? Purpose this in your heart. How important is figuring these things out to you? Is it not important? Is it very important to find out why you're alive? Is it very important to find out the truth? How do you know? How do you know your teachers, your professors are telling you the truth? How do you know I'm telling you the truth? What is the definition of truth? See, when I went to school, when I went through the University of Hawaii system, I was taught what to believe and what to think. I was not taught how to think. What is truth? How would you define that word? Truth. Is truth important? Can you know truth? Or is it impossible to know truth? Whatever your answer is. Now, secondarily, how did you come to that conclusion? Any thoughts? If not, I'm just going to keep preaching Christ crucified for sins. You see, the answer to one of those questions that I asked, and feel free to give feedback, where does morality come from? Right and wrong. Now, some people will say, on this side of the line here, abortion is wrong. Some people will say abortion is right. You got two conflicting ideas. So what's the truth? Is the truth there is no truth? If you say there is, the truth is there is no truth, then you just made a truth statement that's not true. Do you understand? Is there, let's go to basics of basics. Is there such a thing as absolute truth? Any thoughts? This is a free class, you don't have to pay me. Is there such a thing? Anybody got enough conviction and gusto in their heart to answer this simple question? Is there such a thing as absolute truth? Or is everything relative? Anybody, any thoughts? Is there such a thing as absolute truth? Multiple choice. A, yes, B, no. Is there absolute truth? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Anybody, any other thoughts? I would agree with you. Anybody disagree that there is no absolute truth? You guys all agree that there is absolute truth? That's the most logical statement. If you're shy and you don't want to answer, but you're saying in your heart that there is no absolute truth, this is the problem with relativity, with people who say that there is no truth. This is the problem. If the person who says there is no truth, that person himself is making an absolute statement that there is no truth. That person is defeating himself, contradicting himself within his own system. The only logical way to figure this out, the only option is, yes, there is absolute truth. Does that make sense so far? If you get into an accident, you look at what was the light? Green, red, yellow. Lawyers and attorneys and insurance and banks don't say, I don't know who's right, everybody gets the money. They will determine, according to the evidence, who is right and who is wrong. Who is at fault will pay. There is judgment that we make every day. And guess what? God makes judgments too. He declares what is right and approved, and God also declares what is not approved.